I bet people think we frozen.
I think so, man. What's up, bro?
Nothing much, man. How you doing today? What a beautiful day in Hawaii, eh? Nice, nice weather. Didn't hear of any places getting thunderous storms. Hey, you saw some of the pictures from these past couple days, especially up in East Oahu, up Mount Nalani Heights, above St. Louis High School.
No.
The lady, she just had renovation work done, and her roof was reshingled. The wind would pick up her roof and take her whole roof off, fly them off to the
Oh,
side.
yeah. That was
Right.
incredible.
That's the kind where, if you live in areas that might be inundated with severe weather, you might want to look at redesigning how your house would be. Like, say you get water coming on the front of your property, right? Instead of making one flat face house, maybe make them out on point where you can cut through the waves. Make them like the bow of your boat. Design your house that way. So we can do that
Yeah, that was something,
too.
man. That was something.
Yeah.
All right, all
So
right. Think I got everything set up. I don't know why I cannot
I
share
just
this.
I just refreshed your page. Yep, there it is right there.
Yep, it's all good.
Oh,
It's up. It's
oh,
up. It's up.
it's a beautiful morning. Wow.
There we go. All right. All right. All right. Oh, how was your day, Charles? How was your day? Welcome, everybody, by the way. Welcome, welcome, welcome on this wonderful hump day Wednesday.
My
Hope
day was
everybody's doing
beautiful.
groovy, groovy, groovy.
My day
I
was nice and beautiful. Nice and beautiful.
It was a nice day, man. I gotta tell you, I'm kind of enjoying this rain a little bit because it waters my garden for me, and I don't have to go out and water. And my eggplant is really nice. My everything is growing so nice. So the water, I welcome the rain. I was worried about the winds a couple days ago, but the garden withstood the winds, so I'm excited. I'm happy. It's all good.
Oh, that is excellent.
Mm.
Well,
So
I just want to say that the weather has been chilly for the most part. My house was cold this morning, and throughout the day it was just cold. I don't know for some reason. Or could be I was cold,
it's been a little
but
chilly, man. But you know what? I'm not complaining because I hate the heat.
yeah,
I hate the heat, man. So it's been comfortable. It's been comfortable. And actually, last night was the first night we didn't use our air conditioning in the room. Your camera is a little blurry. Which camera, Kurt?
which camera is it? Is it mine? Is
I don't
it
know.
Uncle
I'm
Tart?
watching it. I'm watching the stream right now, and it's clear. So I'm not sure. Yeah, no, it looks clear.
Yeah.
Jacqueline is saying it was 15 degrees here. Oh my lord.
Where is
15
that?
degrees. Well,
Wow.
so, Charles, what a good
Yeah.
discussion we had last night with the mayor and Dr.
Yes.
Berman.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people got a lot of information. I think they clarified a lot of things going on. Like I said last night, man, there's so much information flying around, whether it's from the media, whether it's from the government, whether it's from Facebook or Google, or so much information. A lot of it is not is partly true. A lot of them is completely false. But that's why I wanted to bring them on last night and clarify. And I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you were there last night, I hope that your questions were answered. Um, and if not, shoot us the questions. We'll make sure we get it over to them so they can respond. But all in all, I
Hmm.
thought it went well. I learned a lot as well. There's still some confusion about, you watch the news and it's like everybody's talking about shortages of vaccine except Kauai. I think the management of the vaccine here on Kauai going well. And I know Dr. Berman, she kind of uh, took the safe road and said that it's Kauai is smaller. We have less people, and while that is true, uh, if you get 10 vials of vaccine and you have 8 people that got vaccinated, you get 2 left. I listened to the news tonight, Dr. Pang from Maui, and they asked him, and he said, yeah, I think we're gonna be able to scrape up enough to give the people the second shot. Like I think we get enough to scrape up. Like, excuse me, somebody should be keeping track. There should be a spreadsheet somewhere. You don't need to be a mathematician, right? You punch in vaccines received, you punch in
I
the vaccines that were administered, and that would give you the balance. It worked. The computer does it for you. So
they don't use computer. I called one of my sources, said they have to do it, they have to do it manually because the way the people are scheduled. And my understanding was they have a running total at the top of the sheet. And I don't know if it was the receptionist or the person who running the program, but they spilled their cup of soda and it just fell over all the paper and it became one big blur. So they went into the Dr. Pang mode and tried to find one answer to give the people.
I mean, bro, I I listened to this, Chris. Chris Fire says it should be 2 times per person. Absolutely. I mean, how can you mess up on something so serious? I don't know. I would
Put
fire the
it
guy.
this way.
Charlie, I would
Put it
fire the guy. I would fire him. I
put
would
it this way.
I would fire him.
Dr. Pang, Dr. Pang, did you see one of the comments the other night? They
No.
said, no wonder Dr. Pang. They showed him, I don't know if you saw the news, when they had the outbreak at Harbor Lights. He was the one standing outside the window with a bullhorn. He's like, I know you're in there. Come out. You're part of the cluster. He was just belittling the people. I mean, it's like, wow, bro.
You know,
Take it easy.
I never went to accounting school. I took accounting classes for my degree, but I never studied accounting. I hate math, really. But in the department, they assigned me to white collar, so I had to learn real quick. And of course, I had some good trainers from HPD. But this is not rocket science, guys. So I'm laughing because it was on the phone. The news, they played the phone call that he said. I mean, it's like this guy is so lost. Hey, no, I think we're gonna be okay. I think we're gonna be okay. I think we're gonna be able
Now,
to
for
scrape up. What the hell are you talking about, scrape up, Doc? That's I'm
now
telling you,
remember
man.
now,
The guy is in the wrong place. He's in the wrong place, and then
remember
it's
now, he was the very one. He was the very one that came over here and testified, right? Back in them days.
yeah,
Remember?
I thought he was gone already. I didn't think he was still there, but
No,
he's like, I tell you,
for those-
you compare. Do this for me, Charlie. You compare, and all of you that are familiar with Dr. Pang, and if you're not, just go YouTube. I'm sure there's some YouTubes on him. But compare Dr. Pang and Dr. Berman. Dr. Berman was so articulate. She was so down to earth. She spoke in a language that we all understood. She gave us comfort knowing that Kauai has their shit together. I felt even more comfortable. I was already comfortable with Kauai. I was, man. And my post tells the story. But
Mhm.
after last night, I was even more comfortable. I was even more. I felt even more safe on Kauai. And I'm thinking, Maui. If I was the mayor of Maui, I'd be having a chat with the Department of Health boss and saying, you either straighten this guy up or I don't want him. You know,
Well,
it's just
you know what's
the whole idea in this is Charlie, you said it from the beginning about the messaging, right? Getting the message out that's accurate, that's factual, obviously, and in a way that
Mhm.
everybody understands. You cannot wing this stuff in a pandemic. You cannot just wing it. You gotta understand what you're talking about. Charlie, last night, you remember after our show we had a discussion, and you said that I remember you said, listening to the mayor and listening to Dr. Behrman, that it was very clear that they had their crap together. That Kauai has their, I already said it once, but I'm not going to say it again. They had their crap together, and it was obvious that they knew what they were talking about. They didn't miss a step. They answered the questions. And when she couldn't answer, she said straight up, Charlie, I'm sorry. I'm not in a position to know what's going on the other islands or whatever the case was. But what was happening on Kauai, they had the answers, and it's incredible, incredible. So we're lucky.
Well, look at this. Look at this. You know our sources at the Kahului Airport on Maui. When we received the report that Dr. Peng at one time was actually banned from the airport because of what had happened. Remember those coming in that didn't have a test?
Hmm.
And he started to fly by the seat of his pants. And workers who were responsible for checking in people got upset. And what happened? They walked off the job. They were so upset with him. That kind of tells you the level of how, now, maybe, you know, in defense of him, and I don't know why I'm trying to defend him on this, it could be that was an isolated situation. But as time went on, it sounded to me, no, it's beyond isolated. So, what we're fortunate is we have a working team here on Kauai. The health department, state, Kauai emergency management, and the mayor's office, okay? County, right? And what's happening is they're continually talking to each other. So the left hand knows what the right hand is doing. I think that's where the success comes in. Now, you go to Kauai, Maui, can they say the same? I, I don't believe so, but maybe there are um, some situations there that we're not made aware of. Now, I just got a post here that said that Maui Health, so I would assume that's Maui Memorial, if that's what it is. If I can pull up that, and I'll read it to you. I swore I saw the numbers. Here, Maui Memorial has to cancel 5,000 appointments because not enough vaccine. So my question would be, if you're going to go into a vaccination program, you cannot just dive in head first and not knowing how deep the water. What if the water is only 6 inches deep? You're gonna broke your neck. It seems as if either they were sleeping in the briefing and they didn't understand the parameters, or when it was, oh no, I gotta do something. I said, do something within reason, but no go, no say you an F-15 pilot and you don't even know how to fly on damn plane. These guys will just take off. But what I feel bad about is a lot of people, they live by hope, right? They want to get back to normal. They want to take the vaccine, but they can't. So what do? We got to tell them, hold on, that's the best you can do. Now, two things are happening right now, Mel. We just talked about this before we came on the show, and that is if the lieutenant governor wants his so-called program to come true, right? Oh, maybe we can do away with the pre-test once a person gets vaccinated. Even if you want to go that far, you have to assume wherever the person is coming from, they got vaccinated, right? That's one. Two, that the majority, 75% or more of the people in Hawaii that call Hawaii their home, they have to be vaccinated themselves. Now, I would think someone in his position can push for get more vaccine because why? You wanna you wanna vaccine the majority of the population, right?
Hmm.
So he's still making his talk on the morning um, morning news about the vaccine program. Yep, da 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 da. Brother, we have evidence that now they're getting cancellations. What you gonna do? How you make your program come true? Now you stop. You didn't put the cart before the horse,
Mhm.
not the other way around. So now everything is all jammed up. We are fortunate, and I think why I kind of like to hold back now. Dr. Berman said it the best. We are very fortunate, Kauai, but that's not to put any of the other counties down. But we got to find some ways now to help the other counties. How are they going to get at least up to speed? Because right now, that many cancellations on Maui, that put that island in a world of hurt. Put them in a world of
Yeah.
hurt.
You know, what happened, and this is my speculation, is, sometimes I get the feeling like that with the politicians, with the decision makers, elected officials, they look at this as a contest. They want to outdo the other counties. Again,
Mhm.
this is pure speculation, man. This is just what I see and what I know. But so let's just say, for discussion purposes, you had 10,000 doses that came in. I don't care where. You had 10,000 doses of vaccine that is for 5,000 people. Okay, we know
Mhm.
that. So what we do is we do a pre-registration of all. We do all pre-registration, understanding that we got you guys on a list, but only 5,000 gonna get their shot because we gotta save that 5,000 extra for your second shot. Everybody else gotta wait. That's just how you have to do this because there is no consistent uh, program that we know we're gonna get 10,000 a week or whatever the case may be. So when we get the vaccine, when we get the notification that we're getting 7,000 vaccines next week, Thursday, then we know we can put 3,500 more people up the pipeline. The other 3,500 is going to be secured for the second dose. What I think Maui did, they went balls to the wall. And let's just say 10, they gave out all the 10,000. Now they're at risk of not having a second shot available for people that took the first shot. That is the problem. Because they wanted to tell the public that we gave out X amount of shots with the hope. Remember Donna Mercado Kim, Senator Mercado Kim said very early on, hope is not a strategy. We cannot rely on hope when it comes down to vaccine distribution. So 10,000 vaccines equals 5,000 people. 10,000 vaccine doesn't mean 10,000 people, and we're going to hope that we get 10,000 more to give them a second shot, in addition to the new people that we got to give. So it's a mess. How do you catch up? I don't know. One thing I was impressed with Dr. Behrman last night, Kauai has it figured out. They have the reserve, so we know everyone that got the first shot is going to get the second shot. So a lot of you are asking, I put my reservation, I didn't get a call back, or they haven't called me back. Yes, because we got to make sure we get the vaccine first before we can get everybody the first shot. And I think that's a responsible way. It's going to take, you got to be patient, but we know that when you get your first shot, you'll have a dose for your second shot. And apparently Maui is out of vaccines. Not only Maui, there's some hospitals that are out of vaccines. So it's horrible. And that is because we didn't plan. How can we not do this right? I don't know. I just don't know. And if you watch the morning news, all you hear about how successful, that how we're going to ramp up testing, vaccines to 100,000, 200,000 by spring. We're going to be boom, 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 boom. No, you're not paying attention. And he said, I get a report every day. Well, maybe the guy giving you the report is Dr. Pang, because apparently the information is not accurate. Because for the governor, lieutenant governor, to believe that we are on our way to vaccinating 75 or 80% of our population in the next several months, he's terribly mistaken. The problem is he's passing that information to the public. So the public has an expectation that cannot be fulfilled. So now you have the people asking the questions. How come they're not returning my call? How come I haven't gotten a response? And then you watch the afternoon or evening news, And you find out because we no more vaccine. The morning news, evening news, two different stories. That is not appropriate. That's not cool. It's not good. Not good.
Well, as you've been saying, Mel, um, Dr. Berman was very target specific when she said, when I asked about, the vaccine shortage last night, she said, because on Kauai, we look at it because the dynamics is always changing. It's fluid. It's just flowing, and we got to see what happens from week to week. And I think that's what's been keeping us in the ball game, is a week to week finding out where we're at with the vaccine, right? I think that's a good way of doing it. I mean, that's a start, right? But when you get 10,000 vaccines and you're on the assumption that more will come, and you're just gonna give out all 10,000, well, did you bother to check if had some more in the pipeline waiting to come over? I'm pretty sure Oahu would find out first. Have you called your counterpart on Oahu, especially the head of the Department of Health, and say, do we have more vaccines scheduled to come? Dr. Pang, basically your boss would have told you, yes, we have, no, we don't have. That would kind of been an indicator for you already. That'd been an indicator for the island of Maui that no, right now there is no vaccines over the horizon. So, um, if, like you said, if they would have started up a program where everyone applies with the understanding that when it becomes available, so if they do give out the first 10,000, the first 10,000 names get scratched off the list because they've been given, right?
Mhm.
Now, the only thing different, and I'll talk about a little bit more about it when I took mine. I saw that when a lot of people took their first vaccine shots, they get to take their card. There's a card that you have telling you on what date, what shot you took, the maker, whether it be Pfizer or Moderna. Well, I think what HHSC did, which was brilliant, is they said, we're not going to give you your card because we want to keep your card to plug you into the system, knowing that we got to give you a second shot. So when you get your card, we're going to send it to you. So that was like almost a foolproof way that said, hey, we got Charlie Iona's card. He already took one shot. Because we haven't released his card, we got to call him back, get him ready for a second shot 21 days after. So I thought that was a good, well planned system. Okay. So what you can do is just by the amount of cards that was retained, they can already tell who needs to take the second shot,
Mhm.
right? Just by looking at that so-called inventory list that would have already um, pointed it out. But I don't think, as what you're alluding to, I don't think Maui did that. Doesn't sound like it.
Well, it's obvious that didn't do it. Again, and to me, it goes to the top. I mean, it goes to the Department of Health. I mean, why would you, as a Department of Health director, allow Maui to do it differently than Kauai? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Listen, guys, we had a lot of time to plan this out. We had a lot of time. We knew you got to have a plan A and a plan B. Why didn't the State Department of Health come out and said, "Hey, Dr. Behrman, Dr. Pang, or whoever the heck you guys have, this is the protocol. Yeah, we're gonna do a pre-registration. We're gonna identify all of our target vulnerable patients. We're gonna identify them through a pre-registration, and then as soon as we know we're getting a 15,000 vaccines, we know that we 7,500 people. We're gonna shoot out the message. Hey, the first 7,500, you guys come up. And I'm using those numbers just for discussion purposes. But why can't we? Listen. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I don't think I'm that intelligent. I'm not that intelligent. But my God, it's like budgeting, right? It's no different than if you know what your paycheck is, you're not going to spend more than your paycheck. It's like seasonal
Mhm.
employees, right? If you're a seasonal employee, or let's say you're a contract employee, let's say you're an Uber driver, and let's say you made $100 today. Does that mean you go out? Okay, I'm probably gonna make $100 every day, so I can spend $300 because I'm gonna make them up. No, you don't do that. That's horrible. That's terrible. And that's what these people are
Mhm.
doing. They're spending the resource before they know they're gonna get it. And these guys are doctors. These guys are highly educated people. It, guys, man, it's not rocket science. Now think about it, right, Charlie? Now they got to backfill. They got to backfill. So if the next batch, what if the next batch isn't enough to cover the people that need their second dose, right? Then there's going to be a leftover group that are ready for their second shot, but cannot get it yet because we're still backfilling, which means the first shot people are going to be delayed for a while. So these people, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I cannot
Hmm.
understand. I don't understand. I mean, I just don't. They can
Hmm.
get the $500 restaurant cards out, right? They got that list. And what is more important right now? The vaccine to 75 and older, it can be done. They're just not, they're not doing it. And it's horrible. And people are getting left in the cold. And I think that is my frustration. The other thing, man, is this whole thing about, and don't get me wrong, guys. I know the caregiver program. If you're a caregiver of someone that is 75 and older, you can get a vaccine, but those vaccines should be reserved for the 75 plus right now, especially during the shortage. I understand it was an incentive. It was an incentive to get people to bring the 75 plus people in. But when you're in a pandemic, when you have a shortage, I think those shots should go to the 75 plus. That's just my personal opinion. Don't got to get angry, but I think those shots that we do have should be going to the 75 pluses, even the 65 with underlying conditions. I mean, I think we should expand the range that way rather than give them to young, healthy caregivers because they qualify. So, anyway, that's just my rant for the night.
Hmm.
That was my rant.
Another thing I wanted to cover is I'm reading some feeds now. Some people are worried. Yes, Christine, I did get my second shot today, and I'll talk about that. Some people are worried about the vaccine. One wrote, someone died in the Philippines. Before we even entertain stuff like that, we got to know all the facts. Okay, did they die within the first week of getting the vaccine? Because as we know, the vaccine doesn't produce the antibodies that's needed for at least the first several days before it starts. So if that person came in contact with someone who has the virus, just because they got vaccinated doesn't mean they're protected, you know. So it's those kind of things we have to watch as far as statements. And I mean, it's understandable you worry, but let me kind of walk you through um, what I went through. First of all, I did a post today. I took my first vaccination on December 29th. Okay. So there's two things. You got to look at the Moderna if you're going to take the Moderna, if you're told to take the Moderna, and if you're going to take the Pfizer. Pfizer 1 day break in between. Moderna is 28 days. Okay. So today what I did is I printed out both the fact sheets and I posted it on my page so everybody just click on the link and you can read about it, what the CDC says about the Pfizer and what the Moderna EUA, okay, what they published to get their emergency use authorization, what the cans and cannot be done. And it gives all the facts, like how it's administered. Some people ask me, "Oh, uncle, can you give the shot enough Kool-Aid?" No, you can't. You have to give it in your deltoid muscle. It's intramuscular, so it goes into your deltoid muscle. And they recommend the Pfizer. They recommend the needle size, which is a gauge 22 to 25, and the length of the needle is about an inch and a half. All those facts are on that paperwork. Okay, Pfizer put that information out. So those who are administering their product, they understand what needs to be done. It cannot be altered from that. So I took my first shot on the 29th. Today was the 21st day, which is the 30th. I mean, I'm sorry. Today would make the 21st day. I'm sorry. Is it the 21st day? 21 days from the 20th? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Right? Today's the 21
Today's
days.
the 30th. Today's the 30th.
No, no, it's not. It's not the 30th. You bubbles. It's not the 30th. See, now I be like a bang. I don't know what the hell I saying, but anyway, um, 21 days from the first time I took the shot. I went in 8:30 this morning. Uh, if you folks are going to get the second shot, my suggestion would be just because you plop your Okole in one chair next to the nurse that's going to give you the shot and your left arm is exposed, you don't have to do it that way. You can say, no, I want it in my right arm. And they can move around. It's just everybody figures that if they sit and the nurse is on the left side of you, you're going to get them in the left arm because that's what they do. They reach for your arm, they start rolling up your sleeve. The reason why I tell you that is because on my second shot, supposedly the dosage is larger because it's a booster, from what I'm told. Some people claim within the observation period, they start getting chills and stuff like that. The only thing that happened to me was the injection site became very sensitive because she poked me in that same muscle area she did the first time. My suggestion would be just change the arms. First time you go left, next time take them on your right. Okay, that's your choice. They're not going to say, well, since you can't take them on your left, we're going to bar you, go next. They're not going to do that to you. Just go with what makes you feel comfortable. It'll be, well, by 8 o'clock tonight, it'll be 12 hours since I got the shot. I've had no fevers, no headaches. Like I said, no pain to the, just sensitive, sensitive to the touch, but nothing that's unbearable. Some people say, they recommend you take an aspirin before you go in and take a shot. I will tell you, don't do that because if you do take the aspirin and it masks any type of reaction that you may have during your observation period, they won't be able to tell if you're having a reaction or not. Okay, that's what the observation period is for. So all in all, it's good. All in all, it's good, Mel. I so far so good. So it's the first couple of days, you just gotta keep track. You watch. Wherever site you go to, they should furnish you with a number to call because again, these shots are emergency use authorization. You're basically like a test run too. You're part of that testing program. So every little data will help, for future generations to get this shot. So I would say just monitor yourself and just keep a watch. But so far, no fevers, no body aches. Um, we've heard of some that a certain lot. We talked about it last night. A certain lot number with Moderna. There was a good size of pretty bad reactions, but so far, and I'm on the Pfizer. I'm on the Pfizer brand. Okay,
Again, just to
that's it, brother.
remind you all, COVID-19, no, I'm sorry, Kauai.gov/vaccine. A lot of information for those of you on Kauai and you're wondering how come they didn't call you back, or you can always contact the Office of Elderly Affairs. They can help you through the process. And but Kauai.gov/vaccine, there's a survey you can take if you want to just submit that survey with your personal information, your medical condition. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt for you to submit your information, and that's what Dr. Behrman recommended last night. Go ahead and submit that. Again, we're going to have to be very patient during this time because of what's going on with the vaccine. And so essential workers, 75 and above, they're on the current tier. So if you believe you qualify in any of that, please make sure you get registered and get your shot as soon as you can.
Mhm. One thing I wanted to share, I saw Kyala's response. No, I know the gauge of the needle sounds big, but let me tell you, these nurses that went through the training to apply the vaccination shot, they're gonna get your arm really warmed up. They're gonna pinch your muscle several times. I didn't know why they did that, but what it is it gets that muscle area kind of loosened up because when it went in, you don't feel a thing. The only time you feel it is maybe when they're withdrawing the needle. But as far as going in, vaccination going in, you don't feel a thing. I promise you. And I'm one that doesn't like needles. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't feel a thing. Nothing to worry about. Now, if they stuck me in the eye, yeah, I'll be piss off. But they go nowhere near your eyeball. We'll give you this vaccination. All in the muscle on either side. Okay?
Real surprised. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but very little complaints. Everyone that I've spoken to that has had the shot has said
Mm.
that it doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
So I think the after effects, the fever and the body aches, the after effects, I hear some. It's mild, but as far as the injection itself, um,
Well,
I
let me
haven't
tell you
heard
the
much
reason why.
complaints.
When they hold the syringe up, what's deceiving is there's very little of the vaccine in the syringe, right? But when the nurse is getting your arm prepped and she's holding the vial, or you see the vial on the table, you look at the length of the needle and you compare it to the size of the syringe. It's nearly half the size of the syringe. So you're telling yourself, "Oh my God, that whole thing going in my arm." I can see
Well,
why you don't get freaked out. It's a little intimidating. So my suggestion: don't look at the damn thing. Find
well,
something on the wall. Yeah, just don't look at the needle.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Why would you want to look at the needle anyway? So watch, watch this video. Watch this video. This guy, what's when they only go put the alcohol. Watch.
Yeah.
This is me. This is me. I promise you. This guy is taking blood. Alcohol. Alcohol swab. Don't look. Don't look.
Belum, Bu. Ini apa? Apa tuh? Itu masih swabnya tuh, bukan? Biar nggak kerasa, maka nengoknya ke sana. Ih, Bando. Oh, terus
This is me, Charlie. That's why you're gonna have to go with me, Charlie. Watch the security guy hold his head so he don't look. Watch.
jangan bengkok gini nanti jatuh ke
Watch,
jarumnya.
watch the security. Don't look.
Eh. Jangan goyang. Jangan goyang.
Yeah.
The security was even trying to close his lips.
Wait, the security was holding his head, so
No,
that was
even when
that was
he was
the
keeping
that
his
was
arm out, the security would touch his arm. He was like, "Oh."
so just for your information, that was the Moderna vaccine. That was the Moderna. Oh God, I saw that's that's exactly how I used to be, man. Woo. Anyway, yeah. But anyway, on a serious side, guys, Kauai.gov/vaccine. Um, get your information there. Take the survey, and we'll keep you guys posted as much as possible as things change. But I hate to say, man, you cannot really watch the news because you might get confused. So we'll try to update you guys as much as we can as soon as we get the information. We'll either post it on our pages or bring them on directly to our show. I think that's probably the safest. Charlie, are you okay, Charlie?
I can imagine. I can imagine over there holding your head and telling everybody, "Get ready, here it comes." Oh boy.
Can you tell DOH stop the detouring? You know, we know for a fact that once our show goes off the
Oh
air,
man.
a lot of our lot of our leaders, state leaders, Department of Health people watch the show. Where did I find that? I don't know. Somebody sent it to me, and I just saved it in my YouTube. But um, whenever I'm
Oh,
having
that was
a
funny.
bad day, I watch that video because my God, that guy that's fear. That's fear. That was outright fear, and I got over that. I cannot look when they do my blood, but at least I'm not screaming and kicking and biting and scratching. I used to, but not anymore. I'm grown up. Just don't show that at the vaccine site. Yeah, yeah. But you've seen the. I mean, it seems like every news story they're showing them shove that needle in people's arm, and there's just absolutely no reaction. There's no pain. So I don't know about the inch and a half needle, Charlie. The needles I've been seeing on TV was a little longer than inch and a half, but that's probably my
No,
phobia. It's probably my phobia that. But
no.
guys, it's
You don't have to
important that
worry. The
we
need,
do what we can
you know,
to get this vaccine out to as many people as we can. Yeah.
Mel, per the requirements, the needle it's inch and a half. But I'll be honest with you, because when she wasn't looking, I measured. I think it's like 4 inches. So
No, no, Charlie. Now you're scaring me. Now you're scaring me. No, it's like like fishermen, like when you catch the small little papio, and then you
yeah,
tell your friend you caught the ulua. Same thing, bro.
yeah.
It's how you perceive. I perceive that needle as about 12 inches long, but it's actually inch and a half. It's just because of my phobia. It's because I don't like needles. They don't bury the needle in your arm.
I'll tell you when a needle hurts. I'll tell you when a needle hurts is when they try to start an IV on you. First of all, right? Because I've had this done many times. They have hard time finding, my vein over here on my arms to do your IV. So they try to go on your hand, right? And sometimes when they shove it in, you can tell when. That's why I always tell them, "Hey, go get me one of those, kind of anesthesiologists. They usually put, the cuffs. They pump your arm up, and then everything stands up, right? Makes it easier to find." Well, I had one nurse, and I think she was a traveling nurse, and I guess they do this back in wherever they're from. She goes, "Mr. Yona, I've done this so many times," because I kind of questioned. She had this, looked like a butterfly, one of those butterfly needles, and then they hooked the syringe up and start drawing blood, and then they finally put the IV in after that. She's over there telling me, no, I get them. She stick them in. She goes, "Ooh, it's difficult." Instead of retreating out, she stick them in and start moving and start prodding like this for fine until she hit one blood flow. I tell you, that's what the Hawaiian me says, sister, I'm gonna give you one hip throw pretty soon because man, my hand getting sore now. And you know how you can tell when it's really bad, right? Once they call another nurse in and a nurse don't want to first try on a separate hand, you look at your hand, maybe an hour later, you can see that thing just, how the thing bleeding under the skin. It starts like getting, I said, your hand's supposed to look like this, all bruised up. I sorry, Mr. Iona. That's when you know we had a rough one. That's when you know you had a rough one.
Charlie, I'm getting lightheaded, Charlie. Oh, well,
Hey,
I
let me tell you when you gonna get even. Let me tell you when you gonna get even more lightheaded. Someone had asked me, "Oh, you had open heart surgery." So anybody who's had open heart surgery, no, they're gonna send one lead down, and usually because that's where they send it down here, and it monitors after you had the surgery. Well, just imagine when they gotta remove it. They don't numb you, and you swear you wasn't on a circuit show because they pull that wire out, and it seems like it's going forever. The thing come up right out of there too. Now that just it didn't hurt, but just the looks of it, you like pass out. Whew. Now, how did
you
that make you feel
recommended
there, Mel?
People recommending that I drink
Huh?
water. They say I look like I'm gonna pass out. You know why? Because I'm going. So weird that little someone fan Uncle Mel. Maybe I need to fan myself. No, I'm all good. I'm all good. I'm all good. Oh my God. Um, it ain't bad. And I actually, I've been to surgeries. I gotta take blood every 4 months for my cholesterol. I gotta check my cholesterol. It's all good, but I gotta check. So I outgrew it already. I'm all right. I just playing with you guys. Just kidding. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something tonight, Charlie. Give him
Yeah.
a Snickers. Yeah, give him a Snickers. Uh, but I wanna say this before I delve into the subject. I wanna keep this positive. I wanna keep it as positive as possible. So
Okay.
what I'm about to say is to bring hope to everybody, to our country, because we know we have a new president. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, and if you know, you know. I don't want to see no negative comments. I don't want to see no ugly comments. I will block you, and you will never get to come on the show again and watch. Okay? This is not what this is about. This is about today's inauguration, which I thought was extremely well. I don't care what side of the fence you sit. Today is a new day. Today is a new day. Today is a day we all got to work together. Um, President Biden made some very positive comments about it's time to reunite, put our differences aside, and work together. And we have to. All of us, we all have to. And I'm only bringing this up because it's a very special day for this country. Now, again, I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just telling you guys the speeches I heard today from most of at the inauguration, the 22-year-old poet was off the charts. I enjoyed watching the inauguration. I don't like Lady Gaga was tremendous. Garth Brooks, he he was. I got a man crush on Garth Brooks. I got to tell you, I got a man crush on Garth Brooks. And J Lo was solid. I mean, it was a great day. Uh, but the message is we cannot only have this message on inauguration day. The message has to be sincere and genuine from all. I watched a late night talk show last night, and they had one of the senators from the first impeachment, and he is not willing to let go. These guys, and again, you cannot unite this country if you cannot shake off the past and let that stuff go. We want to work together to make this a better country. Then we all got to be genuine. We all got to be sincere about it. We gotta move forward. And I guess that would be my message. Um, Today was a great inauguration, and they all are. I don't care who you support or don't support. The inaugurations are always really good. It's now putting them into action. The words are easy to say. They come on a teleprompter, you read it with some emotion, and everybody starts to get that positive vibe. And that's what we got to maintain going forward. We got to do it. And we got to start fixing this country again and bringing this country back together. One of the things that I truly enjoyed watching today, and I don't know if you guys saw it, um, President Biden addressed all of his appointees. I don't know if you saw that, Charlie. Did you see it? All of his
The virtual,
cabinet.
virtual. Yeah.
Yeah, he had everybody on their little screens. And he had a beautiful message about working together, about working for the people, about reminding his new staff that the people, I mean, that they all work for the people, that the people pay their salaries. But the best part is he said that he was not going to condone any belittling of coworkers or of the public. He wasn't going to allow people talking down to coworkers. He wasn't going to tolerate any workers harassing or causing problems with other coworkers or obviously the members of the general public, and that if he found out that they would be fired on the spot. Biden said that I will fire you
Hmm.
on the spot. And I thought that was powerful. I thought that needed to be said because this internal bickering and crap gotta stop. I don't care who you supporting. That is power. We're moving forward and we gotta work together. We gotta work together. And now the words have been said, the emotions has been put out there. Now you gotta walk the walk. Gotta walk the walk. So
You
I'm
know what it
optimistic.
is too, Mel. A lot of it is the way I see it. When you get a lot of these people that work in the White House and they're relatively young, they're younger than us. Sometimes the power get to the head. I mean, even if you get the slightest position, but you get the that's high up there, you have a tendency, that's a lot of power to control. It's a lot of power to keep it in check and balance. And some people lose it. And they think that, they're the president or they're the vice president just by the way they act. And that, as a responsible, the employer is the people of this land. And if, we got to be responsible, they have to be responsible or they got to answer to somebody. They got to answer to the gatekeeper, which is the president. And I'm glad he made that statement too. But, there's one thing that I would like to say, and, thank you for bringing it up. You know, I've never made it a known secret as far as, who I supported and all, but, it's a new day. And I'm glad you said that because I, I've I've stayed away from trying to, say anything online because some people are so sensitive. They start going out and it's almost like they start assassinating your character. I don't think, and I think a lot of it happened too is um, I don't know. I'm just speculating. We have lost some viewers. We had some viewers. But then I guess some viewers has expressed that, when things get a little too political, they don't want no part of it. And so I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to, leave the politics for the politicians. What we can do as citizens of Hawaii is number one, we can protect ourselves, how we can protect our kupunas next to us, and how we can protect our family and friends on either side of us. Because somehow, some way, we're gonna have to figure a way of going forward without letting this virus tag us. That's what I want to see. We got to be able to move forward so this damn thing doesn't tag us. We know that there's going to be certain elected officials in power that will do something I, because they feel the need for speed, I guess, and open everything up very, very wide. And if that is the case, then more so we have to be on our toes to watch out for anything harmful that can happen to us. Okay. So not let us not get caught up in the mix of all the garbage. Let's pay attention to the safety factors that and today was a prime example. I mean, I went in there, I did my thing, I wore my mask all the way until I got back to my vehicle, and I don't know if you saw the post. But what I also did do too is before I took my mask off, I had my sanitizer right there, sanitizing my hand, taking things off. Because why? Just because I got the vaccine doesn't mean that I Superman. Anything can happen. You look at that poor lady who's a sign language, right? We've seen her on TV many times from the state, right? She just left Hawaii to go to San Diego to say goodbye to her daughter who was being deployed. What happened between Hawaii and San Diego? She caught the virus and died in San Diego. She was awaiting, in fact, to come back. She had caught the virus in that short period of time. So, even somebody like me going and getting vaccinated, I can be, because everyone around me, that's not my personal safety bubble. That's only my wife and I. That's our safety bubble. You still got to take all the precautions necessary. And that's why I hope that, sometimes people, They don't want to think about this, so they go off and they get involved in politics. Next thing you know, all kind of things happen. But gang, just try to be safe. Just try to be safe because we talked about this before. Mel and I, we joke up. Well, Mel has joked about it, and I'm serious. If we're gonna have one get together, we're gonna have one Kani Kapila. Can't have one Kani Kapila if you folks not there, and I'm expecting you folks to be there. Okay, so you can see Uncle Charlie playing some music for you folks. Then, if you wanna laugh, then you can laugh. I'll let you laugh at me at that time. Okay, and so
Yeah, well,
if it's gonna happen, I need you folks there to be there.
your version is a little different because Kani Kapila to me is a bunch of guys in a backyard playing some music. I'm talking a concert, full on, big, So, and your wife has already has signed the stamp of approval, so it's on, baby, it's on, and it's gonna happen. But Charlie's right, man. We want everybody there. We want everybody there, and we got to get to that point. We're
Yep.
not gonna get there if we play around with the rules. Mel said he's going to be doing keg stands at the post-pandemic party. Well, first of all, I don't know what the heck a keg stand is, but for you, Tyson, I will do a keg stand, whatever that is. I know that I will do it, man.
It's a
You
cakes,
will see a different Mel
cakes.
Raposo at the concert.
Yeah.
No, you're going to see another. I will be so happy when we get to the other side of this. You know, and that is the light at the end of the tunnel for me. That is the light at the end of the tunnel. That is why we strive to do what we got to do. But again, it's
Yeah.
Uncle Mel gonna control the bumper cars. Yes, Melissa, I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. I know it's beer. I know that what a keg is. I just don't know what a keg stand is. It involves drinking alcohol. Oh well. I already said I would do it, so I'm a man of my word, and I will do it, whatever it is. But,
Oh, there
but
goes with my
anyway,
Ferris
guys,
wheel.
listen, man. We've been working so hard for so long, all of us. We've been working so hard for so long, and I look what's happening in the other states, and I see the people not taking it serious. I see people not taking it serious here either, but we got to get to the other side. And the only way we're going to do them is by practicing. And I know that we say this every night, and I know maybe some of you get disgusted of hearing it, but we got to speak it into reality. We got to speak it into fruition. We got to keep saying it until it becomes second nature for everybody. And that's I want to get to that point sooner than later. I really do.
Brenda, Uncle doesn't have Snickers tonight, but I have Reese's. That's what I've been eating. Okay. So Brenda, Uncle has been eating and I know I haven't had dinner yet, but I don't know how Reese's peanut butter cup and uh, dried akuli gonna taste, but gonna be a first. Gonna be a first. But one thing that was said that was last night that was so special, Mel, and I think Dr. Behrman was being polite about it. When I asked a question about to the mayor about how do we enforce things that's happening right in front of our face, right? And the thing is, I'm a firm believer, and you can disagree with me or not, and you can post it so I can know how you feel. Today, there is a mask mandate. I mean, it kind of there was an executive order signed. When we have certain events that occur here on our islands, and large groups of people don't want to wear their masks, and there's law enforcement walking in front of them that don't want to address that, all we're doing is we're conditioning bad behavior. That's all we're doing. Because if they can it's almost like, and I used to say this when I worked in the traffic division. If one Lolo like speed in front of me, no cry when I pull you over. And if you like outrun me, yeah, your car might be fast, might be faster than my police my chase vehicle. But guess what? I get on the radio and my radio is faster than your car. I'll call up ahead and I'll tell them, set up the roadblock, one guy coming up now. And then we're going to catch you. Then you're going to face the wrath. So what I'm saying is, I don't believe in conditioning bad behavior because it only allows a person to be emboldened by their actions and they'll continue to do it. So when we really need the help, when we're getting down to the goal line and we need the help for everybody to follow the rules so we can get over that line and score that touchdown, we're going to get some lolos that are going to be going the opposite direction that might hurt the overall program. And what is that program? For us to return to normalcy.
Well
That's what
said,
it's all
man.
about.
Well said. We did have our first mask violation went to court today in district court, and he upset the judge in district court. So the judge sent him up to circuit court. So now he's going to the big boys court. But that's the first one that's being prosecuted. I'm trying to get all the numbers of all the quarantine violations and all of that. But I know for a fact that there was a mask. One of the guys that was protesting out by White Poli, I guess he didn't want to comply with the officer's orders, so he got arrested. Physical arrest. He got arrested, physical arrest. So he went to court today. He tried to be funny in district court. He got sent up to circuit. So his case is going to be heard in circuit court. It's just how it works, guys. So, but that's how you send a message out, and hopefully we see more of that. I know we're running short of time. I did want to share a couple of things that's coming up. I'll talk about tomorrow night. We're trying to get someone very exciting tomorrow night. We haven't confirmed it yet. Friday, Feel Good Friday. We're gonna have some good small businesses on. I think you guys are gonna be really happy. And then next week, Wednesday, we have a very special guest, Charlie. Charlie made the connect.
Yep. Many of you have asked. We've had this request over and over again. Finally, we got him to agree to come on to give us the perspective of tourism and what is considered safe and how we can coexist. Because everything is about we who remain here while travelers leave us. So this is probably going to apply to both residents and non-residents. But we have Mr. John DeFries, the head of the Hawaii Tourism Authority, will be joining us on Wednesday.
1 week from tonight, guys. Thank you for that, Charlie. That was awesome, man. I'm so stoked. We've been reaching out for a while. He's a busy guy. We tried to got him on this week, but because of the legislature opening, and as you can imagine, everybody's dancing right now and jumping up and down and trying to get their priorities into the legislature. But I'm thankful. Thank you, Charlie, for getting him locked in for next week, Wednesday. That's going to be good, man. That's going to be a good presentation. I think a lot of our questions can get answered. You know, it's nothing like getting the people here so we can hear and see them and like you said, Charlie, not just that 3 to 5 minute snippet on the news, but an hour to hear their heart. I think that's what makes it interesting, and I think that's what makes this show so productive and valuable, is because we get to see and meet them for an hour, at least an hour. So you know, I'm glad, I'm excited. He's probably sweating bullets right now of because he doesn't know what to expect, but it's going to be awesome. And again, we try to pack our shows with people that are interesting and credible is key. So I'm looking forward to that, man. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, if you know the DeFries family, I can tell you one thing, knowing the entire family, um, all good football players, very, very well known. He's just gonna tell it like it is, and that's all I expect. You know, I don't want nothing sugarcoated. If it's something that I wish I didn't hear, I just have to live with it. And if it's something that will benefit us safety wise that he says, then I appreciate that too. But the thing is, he's not gonna go with the tide just to say something just for the heck of saying it. You know, so that's what I like about him. He's gonna tell it like it is, and if we can handle, then sorry, gang, but he has a big role to fill, and he made some pretty revealing comments that I think, a lot of locals took to heart. And but I'll let him explain, which is good. I'll let him explain what he said when he gets on.
Yeah, I think you don't see him much out in the media. You don't see him much out, uh, and I think there's I think there's a reason for that. But we'll let him share his story and their priorities. And I did hear him once. I was very impressed that his contrary to popular belief, he does not believe that we need 10 million visitors a year coming to Hawaii. He
That's right.
believes in very structured and I'll
Control.
just let him. We'll let him do it. We'll let him do it. Anyway, Charles, it is 8 o'clock, bro. Any closing thoughts?
Well, yes, I would like to touch and thank you very much to Christine Watkins. Just a little something about those who are going to get your vaccine. Yes, your resistance level will be a little low. It's like any other vaccine that you take. So just be mindful of that. Just try to stay hunkered down. Let the let the first couple of days get past before you do anything like skydiving. Like I go skydiving in my dreams every night, so and it feels good. It's just when I hit the ground, I'm about to soar in my dreams too. On top of that, but um, just take your time, and to our viewers out there, thank you so much. We try to another thing that we're going to try to get the Senate president on to cover the opening on the legislative session to talk about the economy, what direction. Um, and we'll let him explain because there's some things that dependent upon the functioning of our government. So it's the governor's State of the Union, I believe, is next week Monday. So we'll hear from our governor, and then we'll have our Senate president on sometime next week. Okay. But for that, I truly appreciate all of your attention tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for the kind comments. And yes, I will do a daily post on how I'm feeling. If there's any changes, I'll let you folks know. I'll let you folks know. And if it's anything that I feel really lousy, I'll definitely let you know what things to be on watch out for. And again, if you folks want to know about the Moderna and Pfizer right now, just go to my homepage, my Facebook page, and I posted it. And you can just click on the link, and it got everything that you can read up on it. Tells you how they applied for their emergency use authorization and what they have to do, what you can do, and what you cannot do. Okay, thank you very very much.
Right on, Charles. Tyson said, whatever you do after you take your shot, do not go skinny dipping in Waimea River.
Why? Oh, I know why.
Mhm.
Because when the leeches get into certain areas of your body, it's how to take it out. Okay, I got it.
Hey, man. Thanks, Charlie. Thank you again, man. Hey, I just been thinking about how we can really get the word out. And I know you folks come on every night, and you guys are loyal viewers. You guys are loyal supporters. You guys are just part of our team of warriors. The warriors. We out there and trying to share the word. The thing is, guys, try to get more people to tune in as we get through this. We do our best to get the speakers on that are interesting and informative, but we really want to try to grow the audience and let people know. It's so heartwarming when we run into people anywhere and people we don't know that actually are watching our show. A lot of them watch on the after the live, but we typically have a ton of viewers. So, but we want to get this word out to more people. We want to outreach to more people all over the state and get as many people on so we can all be informed and educated. Charlie and I are learning just as you folks are learning. We're learning at the same time. Just because we bring people on, uh, we're learning with you all. So we want to expand that as wide as we can. We want to break it up a little bit with some fun stuff. That's why we do the Feel Good Fridays. This Friday we'll have Paradise Grinds. I don't know if you know Paradise Grinds. My Lord, their box lunches. And we have Salty Wahini going to be on as well. And we're still trying to fill that third spot. If you know of anyone that wants to showcase their local business, we appreciate you guys supporting local. We appreciate you guys taking pictures and posting it on Facebook with the hashtag support local. That's what's going to happen, guys. It's going to be us that carries this through. We're going to take the ball into the end zone. And yes, Art, I think we're due for another shirt. We got to get Craig. This is a shirt. I am man enough to walk a mile in her shoes. This is supporting.
Is it the cancer one? Oh, the abuse program.
Yeah, the YWCA. But you know, yeah, we're due for another shirt. We're due for another shirt. I gotta let Kirk know and design some. I'm thinking about. I wanted to make this shirt, Charlie. What do you think? No, it's not Corona. It's Momona virus. I got the Momona virus. You know, for people with the bariga like myself. But anyway, we'll figure it out. So, guys.
Okay.
I know you got something to say, Charles. Hey, Gladys, get us somebody from Maui, Gladys. Get a business owner from Maui that wants to showcase their business. Yeah.
Oh, I know what I wanted to. Folks, because of you folks, I just saw Gina this morning. After the shot, I went to buy breakfast for the missus. I went over to Gina's. She said, Uncle Charlie, I couldn't believe the crowd the next day. She was completely sold out of everything. So thank you to our viewers, because most of them said that, oh, we saw you. One traveled all the way from the east side to come all the way to the west side to try her food. So, I mean, beautiful, beautiful. I wish all islands could have experienced that. And we want to do that not only for Kauai, but if you got someone on your island that we want to showcase, give us a name that we can contact, right, Mel?
Yeah.
Big Island, like Sister's Kitchen. You know the one that makes that beautiful mochi, the one, the fruits inside the mochi on the Big Island in Hilo? If anybody knows a contact, we would love to have them on. I mean, that's to die for, that stuff they got over there. Yeah. Unbelievable. So let's do it, man.
We cannot pay them for come on, but they don't have to pay us to come on, and they get free advertising. So let's do it. Let's do it, Gladys. Go help me out there. I know Gladys, you know everybody, girl.
Remember what Mel said. Remember what Mel said. I thought it was funny. Remember what Mel said. No Corona, only Momona. I was laughing inside, just to let you know. I was laughing inside. I got it.
Okay, good. I think that would be perfect, man. Anyway, we've taken up enough of you guys' time, guys. Thank you again for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We appreciate you guys more than you will ever know. You guys stay safe. God bless. We love you all. Aloha.